Good morning, truckers and friends. Well, it just hit 12 o'clock, so good afternoon, truckers and friends. I am at the Myborg Hill to pick up a trailer that is going to Spring Valley to the Walmart distribution center, and that's my first trip of the day. And then from there, I'm going to Joliet to the Home Depot, one of my favorite places. The distribution center there to pick up a load that's going to Kansas City. So that's the start of my week. It is Sunday, July 9th already. Starting off my week pretty busy already. I've got another load after Kansas City that comes back up here to Illinois. So I've got 3 on my book already. So that's good. I'm ready to rock and roll. I just dropped a trailer that I had with me from my last drop on Friday. So far, good day, beautiful weather. It's a little partly cloudy. Looks like it might rain later. Truck says it's 95. It ain't 95. It's like 82 or something like that last time I checked. But it's beautiful. I'm gonna hit the road and see if we can get you some good road footage, because that's what I do. Tomorrow is my first day of strict carnivore. I've been practicing all this time, getting more meats in my diet, because I was never a big meat eater. I was never a big meat eater, so I didn't like vegetables either. So what did I eat? I ate junk. But I've gradually got rid of those things. I had kind of a junk food junkie weekend because I knew that tomorrow was going to be my first day strict carnivore. So I had ice cream. I had peanut butter pie. Thanks to my children who bought this stuff. I'm blaming them. No, I have no control if it's there. Tomorrow, Monday, July 10th, is my first strict day of carnivore, and I'm going to do this. I'm putting it on my calendar for 30 days, but we'll see how I feel after 30 days. Check in on me, please. Keep me accountable. I'm nervous, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my mind to it. I've already put my mind to it, and I'm going to do this. So keep me accountable. Ask me how it's going. I won't lie to you. I promise. I will tell you exactly how it's going. If I'm doing sucky or if I'm doing good, I will let you know either way. I'm going to see if I can pass my son on the road. He's was out west, and I will be on the same road he's on right now. I don't know if I'll make it down there to where he's at before he passes where I'm getting on. So he's got all his friends with him. They went to, one of their buddies got married this weekend, and they all went to the wedding, and he's on his way home. So that'd be fun, just to wave hi so he can say, "Look guys, there's my mom driving a big truck." They all know. They've all known for years. They're all his buddies that have been friends since grade school. So they all know me. It'll be just fun to toot my horn at them. Anyway, I'm pulling out of here. As you can see, I'm pulling out of here and heading down the road. Says I'll get there about an hour and 20 minutes from now to the Walmart distribution. It's a drop and hook. It'll be easy, it'll be quick, and then on my way to the next. Woo! Down the hill. So that's that. Alright guys, I'll catch up in a bit. I'm about to pull into the Spring Valley Walmart distribution center. And this one is a drop and hook. So it usually goes pretty quick, especially for a Sunday. lumpy. Alright, so I'm gonna go inside. They're gonna check my paperwork, check my seal, and make sure everything's good. In here, I always take it in anyway, but you have to have your driver's license. I take my own pen and my glasses so I can see. So I gotta drop this in D3 and then go find an empty. And then that one is gonna get dropped at the Home Depot distribution center, and I'll get a different trailer that goes to Kansas City. Where's D? D's at the other end, I believe. And he said D3. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna go this way so I can be. Oop, we won't go that way. We'll go this way. Okay, Schneider, I'll let you go. We'll go this way. And actually, I think D3 will be on the other aisle, but there was a bunch of trucks in that aisle, so I couldn't really get down there anyway, so we'll go around and turn around. Lumpy. It's a lumpy. He said there were 53, 460. There's an empty trailer right there in C4, which he said there was a couple. So there's one, and that one looked like it was a fairly new one. So I'll probably come back to that one. Well, look at that. There's an empty space right here. I can pull right through. I'm gonna cheat. Oh no. It's got lines. What the heck does it have lines for? That's okay. We're going here anyway. They're gonna just move it so they can unload it. I cheated. I'm gonna straighten it out because it's a little crooked, and I am a perfectionist and I don't like it to be a little crooked. Because I'm a weirdo. This has got food on it. It's not refrigerated or anything, but it probably will get moved to a door pretty quickly so they can get it unloaded. And he said the other lanes were full. I gotta go drop this one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check this one right here. 53460. Alright, I am in on duty, not driving. I'm gonna go kick tires, make sure this one's empty. And alright. 53460. I'm backing up under that empty trailer. And I heard the fifth wheel hit, so that's always a good sign. If you don't feel the fifth wheel hit the trailer, you need to be paying attention to that because you don't want a high hook. A high hook is when this is the tractor, this is the trailer. The trailer's too high. The tractor will go under the trailer. The kingpin is right here on the trailer. Okay? Your fifth wheel is right here on the tractor. And that kingpin, look at my kingpin. Isn't that clever? The kingpin can go over the top of that fifth wheel and get stuck on the other side of the fifth wheel, and then you can't get out because the kingpin is hooked up on the opposite, on the tractor side of the fifth wheel. I've done that before. A lot of drivers have done it. Most drivers have probably done it at a time or two. So that's why you really got to pay attention. Once you get that hooked, you either got to crank that trailer up high enough to get it back over the top of the fifth wheel, because the fifth wheel moves. So that kingpin could possibly go past, like, okay, so this is where the kingpin would normally go in to hook in, right? The kingpin could go over the top of that hole, tip the fifth wheel down, and then get stuck. Hello, truckers and friends. It is Monday, July 10th, and I have been to Kansas and Missouri, and I am now heading back to Illinois. I left on Sunday morning to go get a load that went to Kansas City, and that was a Home Depot load. And then I went to Clorox, about 25 minutes from there in Kansas, to pick up the load that I have now, which is 43,000 pounds. And I'm currently at the Loves. I just got fuel and I scaled. I got 77,640 pounds on these wheels. It's heavy. I always get a lot of heavy loads, but that's okay. But there's lots and lots of hills in Missouri, so it'll be a fun ride home. I have to deliver this load in Illinois tomorrow anytime, and then I pick up another Home Depot load tomorrow. After I drop this one, I scoot over to Joliet to pick up another load. It's going to South Dakota. I haven't been to South Dakota in a while, so I'm excited about that. Another place with some pretty scenery that I'll get for you. I haven't got too much road footage today. Well, I haven't got too much road footage this whole trip yet, because the bugs were horrible. The bugs were so bad. Like, it sounded like rain hitting the windshield. They were so bad. So I ixnayed on the videos for those trips. They're still bad, even though the sun is out, and it's like so bad. I just cleaned my windshield, so it'll be okay for a little bit, but it's like rain hitting the windshield. They're so bad here. I also had a freaking bird hit my windshield right in front of my face. Like, right in front of my face. I literally saw his face go, ah! He put his claws up and, like, put his head back like he was trying to avoid hit the window. It happened in slow motion, but it also happened very quickly. I felt so bad. Oh, poor birdie. What is it with birds? Like, stay away from my truck. Like, they want to nest in my trailers and slam into my windows. I'm not a huge bird fan, but I don't want to kill them. It literally happened in slow motion. He was like, no! Bam. Gross. That was probably too much. So, I am doing my half-hour break right now. Wasting some time, which is so silly. I could be on the road rolling, but you know, there's rules we gotta follow. I got my scale on the first shot without seeing the load, but I knew it was heavy. I knew it was 43,000 pounds, and probably from front to back. It's kitty litter. I have 43,000 pounds of kitty litter. My cats would have fun with that. And that stuff's expensive, man. I'm a Chewy member, so I have them deliver the kitty litter, cat food, and treats for them. Then I have treats that are good for their fur, their coat. And so I have that delivered because I hate shopping, even for that. I hate shopping, and if I can have it delivered, by God, I'm going to have it delivered. So I do. I get my toilet paper delivered. I get my paper towels delivered. And whenever I have to go grocery shopping, I will make an order and go to the store and sit in one of them little parking spaces and have them bring it to me, because I don't want to go in the store. I hate shopping. I hate shopping. Ugh. I have a little more than 7 hours left of this ride, but I only have like 6 hours left to drive. So I'll probably find some place to park it as close as I can get. Or probably on 55 somewhere south, because once you get too close to all this Chicago area commotion, there is nowhere to go, and this place does not allow overnight parking. So I started my Carnivore thing yesterday. I know I said I was going to do it today, Monday, July 10th. I actually started yesterday because I didn't want to bring anything in the truck that wasn't Carnivore. And because I started so early yesterday, I was like, might as well get it started one day early. So I did. I did really good. I didn't have a single ounce of sugar. All I drank was water. And I had my burgers that I pre-made at home, warmed them up in the microwave, added a little butter on them. Oh my God, they were so good. I did put salt and pepper and cayenne pepper on them to give them some flavor. Anyway, I think it's time for me to hit the road. I've been babbling long enough. I got to go catch me some more bugs. They seem to like my windshield today, so we're going to do that. Man, they're huge. They're huge out here. They're like, well, birds. All right, you guys. I got to hit the road right there. Bye. I'm on US 36 eastbound in Missouri, and the bugs are already clicking on the window. I don't know if you can hear it. It sounds like rain. It's crazy. Big heel. There's another big heel. Come on, big truck, let's go. I'm thinking of naming my truck. I've been in this truck since March of 2023. It's now July of 2023, and I still haven't named it. It is a girl. And I was thinking of naming it Orion because I love the stars and the constellations. And I love that name. And I still might. I don't know. What do y'all think? Help me name her. There's a bunch of trucks already at my board that have names on the side. And I've seen many of them. Obviously, not all of them. So I have to be picky about that and not name it the same thing as anybody else. 18 wheels rolling by. Okay, so every time I go to pass, I always wait just a little too long before my sensor thing goes off and tells me I'm getting too close. But let me explain why. Because I do not like to take up space in the left lane until the last absolute minute, obviously safely. I don't want to block anything coming by, and I always look far enough behind me in the left lane before I pass. And if I see somebody's coming up, at a faster pace than I am, I will hang out behind whoever's in front of me going slower. I'll hang out behind them and wait till that person goes by, because that's such a pet peeve of mine. Like, if somebody else is going faster, don't hurry up and jump in front of them just to slow them down. Let them go by. Yeah, it'll suck to have to pick up speed again because the person in front of you in the right lane slowed you down. But don't be rude. That's so annoying when somebody jumps out in front of a car that, the car's doing 80 or something, and somebody's like, oh, I better jump over here quick before that guy. Don't do that. Let them go by and then get over in the left lane, because now you just pissed somebody off. Here's me trying to teach y'all how to drive like me. And my way is certainly not the right way, but there's just things that it's common sense, like have some common sense, have some decency, be a nice person. That doesn't seem to be as much of a thing out here as it used to be. Like, nobody's nice anymore. Everybody's out here cutthroat, I'm just trying to get ahead of you, and it doesn't matter if I cut you off, I'm going to do it anyway. Be nice. Be a nice human. Don't be a turd. 7:30, July 11th, Tuesday evening. I'm in Iowa on I-380 heading north on my way to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I've got about 4.5 hours left of drive time for my day. And I'm going to be driving till about 11:30 tonight or so, wherever I can find a spot. I looked on the maps and there's not too many places to park, so I may end up on a ramp somewhere, but that's okay. It's usually quieter that way. It's not, it's usually pretty dark. And my mom tells me that if the weather is clear tonight, actually tomorrow and Thursday, you might be able to see the northern lights from up here. And I'm super excited about that because I'm kind of a astronomy geek. I love the stars and all that stuff, NASA and rockets and spaceships and all all that stuff. So I am looking forward to that. It's very cloudy right now, but I will be going from Sioux Falls Home Depot store to another location in Sioux Falls at a recycling plant tomorrow after I drop this one. And then that one is going to Wisconsin. So I'll be staying up north for the next 2 nights. I'm really hoping to see the northern lights. I'm super excited about that. I hope the clouds go away. I hope the weather is decent, and I hope I can find someplace dark to go to check it all out. I can't imagine anybody not wanting to see that. It's a beautiful thing. I saw it once when I was little. We used to go up to Minnesota all the time. We had a family lake house up there. And when we were really young, we all would go up and go fishing and camping at the lake house on the beach and camp on the beach and all kinds of stuff. And then go fishing super early in the morning out on the boats and whatever. And I remember one year we were able to see the northern lights from up there, which was so cool. That's my goal for this week, is to see the northern lights. And I will take video if I do. My next run, when I pick up tomorrow, I have to deliver it at 2 o'clock in the morning in Wisconsin. I'm going to try to finagle my hours legally, yes, legally. Whether I have to do a sleeper berth split or something along those lines in order to get there by 2 o'clock in the morning to get that delivered. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 12th at 11:22 in the morning. I trucked as far as I could with my hours last night. I got parked with 9 minutes to spare on my drive clock, which was crazy. And I'm glad I did it that way but I wasn't sure I was going to find parking, for one, out here in the boonies. And I was trying to find a ramp to park on. And well, by the time I was getting in a major hurry to find a place to park, the only ramps that I could find were in Sioux City, and they have grass all the way up to the edges of the road. There's no room for parking on the ramps. And I'm not familiar with Sioux City, and I didn't know if there was truck stops, and for some reason my trucker path did not show any truck stops, any rest areas, nothing. I didn't know it. And the signage out here is terrible. Unless you know where you are and where you're going and you've been there before, I don't see how truck drivers know where they're going to park for the night, because you can't find anything on the maps. I found a way station, but it was closed and it didn't have any parking. And then I was like, well, crap, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to keep rolling. I came up on a come and go gas station, and thankfully I could see from the road that there were other trucks parked and there was space available, plenty of space available. So thankfully I was able to pull in there, and I had, like I said, 9 minutes to spare on my drive clock, which was crazy and stressful. But I got it. Parked it, got, down for the night and slept really good, and woke up about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to this really weird noise. I'm like, what is that noise? And I turned off the fan so I could hear a little better, and it was like a rumbling, but it wasn't a rumbling like a truck. It was weird. But then I realized it was off in the distance. It was thunder. Look how pretty this is. It was thunder, and I was like, oh crap, yeah, my mom told me there were supposed to be pretty bad storms coming through this way. And so I pulled up the radar on my phone, and sure enough, I was getting ready to be hit by the red zone. And so I was like, oh hell, here it comes. So I turned on the truck weather radio, which is pretty detailed and gives you out all the warnings and everything that's coming up, wind and everything like that. So I sat here and listened to that. I opened up my front curtains and was sitting here watching, and the wind just started picking up, and it was rocking the truck all over. And then it started raining, and then it got super hard and super windy, and then pouring. I know, I can't do 80, dude. The speed limit here is 80. Isn't that crazy? I can do 72, but I can't do 80. So I was sitting here, and it started getting worse and worse and worse, and the red started getting deeper and deeper as it was coming over the top of where I was at. And I was parked between a gas truck and another truck, thankfully, so that kind of blocked the wind a little bit. But the radio kept saying, take cover immediately, get inside into a basement, take cover immediately. If you're in a vehicle or a camper, get inside to a basement, hurry. Like, it was just scary. And the wind was blowing so hard through the fuel station, I thought it was going to rip the canopy off the fuel pumps. And I was watching on the road, the highway. I could see the highway from where I was parked, and people were driving super slow with their flashers on, and just about every truck that went by, which it wasn't many, I'm out here in the boonies, so every truck that was going by with their flashers on ended up pulling in there, and then everybody was just kind of parked in random places to get out of it. But it was a little scary there for a bit. They were saying tornadoes, they were saying 70 to 80 mile an hour winds. Well, 70, 80 mile an hour winds is if it catches it the right way, is going to tip your truck over. I'm actually surprised I don't see any on their side out here from this morning. But I ain't through it yet, so I've got about a half hour left to drive. Maybe 40 minutes. And South Dakota is beautiful. Many years ago, my entire family and I and my best friend Vicky came up here to South Dakota. It was my grandparents' favorite place to go, apparently. And we planted a tree in their favorite place and buried their ashes there. And it was such a great weekend to be with the family. We've not, other than like all the camping trips when we were little, going to Wisconsin and Minnesota and things like that, we've never really done that, especially all as adults. And so it was really, really awesome to spend that kind of time with the family, and it was very emotional, and it was happy and it was sad all at the same time. But we went camping while we were here, we went sightseeing while we were here, and on our way out here, Vicky and myself and my 4 kids brought her brother's camper out, and we had to leave later than everybody else because we both had to work. Her and I worked at the same place at the time, hauling mail. And so we brought her brother's camper out here, and we took turns driving, and everybody was sleeping when it was my turn, as I drove at night. So I was driving. It was super quiet, and I was just enjoying the peace. And then we came upon the, I don't know if it was this road. It may have been. I don't remember how we got there. It was a long time ago. It started getting super windy, and I was on an area that was like really, really flat, and you could see everything for miles on either side, but it got really, really dark, and all of a sudden I couldn't see anything. And all I could feel was the wind, and there was hardly any other cars on the road every once in a while, and I started to get freaked out, and I woke up Vicky. I'm like, this is getting really bad. I don't know what to do. And it got to the point where like random objects were flying across the road, and so I don't even remember. We ended up, the kids woke up because it got so bad. They're shaking the truck all over, and so I pulled off the road and off a side road and found an old building to park next to, just to keep the wind from tipping us over, and that helped. But it was scary. And then when we got to our camping spot the next day, all the rest of the family was already there, and apparently they said that a tornado had gone through the area where we were, and they were scared that we were in the middle of it. Or they called us in the morning to make sure that we were okay. They were all sleeping at that point when this was going on, so nobody knew until they woke up and heard about it in the morning. Hey you guys, I am at my next stop, which is a recycling center in Sioux Falls. So it was just 20 minutes or so from the Home Depot where I just delivered. I was able to stay in my truck there, which was nice. I'm waiting for this silver truck to pull out, and as soon as he does, then I can back in. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room for backing, so this should be interesting. But there's a little cove up there to the left of where I'll be pulling in from, on the other side of those blocks, and I should be able to pull in there a little bit to give some more room. So we shall see. But it's a muddy, mucky, gross mess, and it smells funky here. Of course, it's garbage, really. I've been to worse, believe it or not. I have been to worse that smelled like you wanted to vomit. I had to make sure I was clocked out while I'm sitting here because I can't waste any time. I'm gonna have to, it's 7 hours away, 8 hours away from here. And I need to make sure I have all the time I can get. I'm going to look it up on my GPS right now, and I'll let you know for sure. So I just checked my next stop. It's about 400 miles and about 7 hours. So I got to make sure I clock out at every possible moment I can. Like when I have to stop and get fuel. I was going to do a truck wash, but for one, I won't have time for that, and two, I'm going to a paper mill, and they're usually muddy and mucky too. I've been to many, and they're always gross. Man, these trucks are getting super close to me, and I'm parked as close as I can to the side here. Where do you think you're going, bro? I'm ahead of you, so... What the hell? You snagged my door. I'm gonna kick your ass. Am I in your way? I'm in your way? Where are you going? I'm going in this dock as soon as he pulls out. I don't know what the heck he said. So they just brought this guy his paperwork, which means as soon as he pulls out and gets the heck out of the way, I'll be able to pull in there. And hopefully this knucklehead that just pulled up within inches of me understands that I need to get out of here. And so does this guy. This is gonna be interesting, but I think we should be able to do it without any problems. I hope, without getting stuck. Okay. I think this is good right here. We're gonna find out. Ugh. That guy's still moving to get in my way. What the heck? Okay. There's gigantic potholes. And it's hard to see. Alright, we're good now. I just had to straighten it out. Sorry for all the grunting and groaning. All good. Oh. Okay. That was fun. Not as bad as it looks. It was pretty tight, but I made it happen. I don't know if you could tell, but I pulled up there into that little cove and then backed around. Straightened out right there. So it wasn't too bad. It looks a lot more intimidating than it was. And I'm in the dock now, and they're gonna bring out the paperwork when they're done loading. And away I go. I got my GPSs all set up for the next trip. I see way too many clouds, and I'm still really hoping it will clear out by tonight, so I can see the Aurora Borealis or the Northern Lights or whatever you call them. I'm super excited about that. And I'm sad. I'll be out here in this area for 2 nights-ish. Well, no. I'll be in this area 1 night and half a day. So if it doesn't clear up tonight, then I won't be able to see them. Which makes me sad. I gotta go till 2 o'clock in the morning at least, and I don't think there's parking at this paper mill. So once I'm done getting loaded there, I'm gonna have to split my hours or something, because I won't have enough time to get there by 2 in the morning. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to to make sure it works out. So, or maybe I'll have to take an early break. Clouds. We want the clouds to go away. Clouds, go away. Alright, so we are done here. I hear airplanes all over. There's an airport right here, and I want to see. So we're done here. I'm pulling out of the dock right now. Oh, it's muddy and gross and lumpy. And I gotta close my doors, but I think I'm gonna move up to the blacktop area because it probably will not. I probably won't get my doors closed because it's so uneven right here. Oh, this is nasty. Gotta go into first gear. gross, sloppy, dirty, lumpy. Okay. This should be easier to close my doors on the flat ground. Let's hope it's flat enough anyway, because this is probably pretty heavy. I will have to scale when I get to Love's, which is just up the road. So I'm all done getting loaded here with bales of cardboard and paper, recycled cardboard and paper. I gotta stop and get fuel, and I have to scale. My paperwork says 43,650. That's what I got loaded on here. And I just read the reviews on the scale that's about 15 miles from here, and it says right now that they're open. And thank you for those of you that put reviews on the scale houses. It did say currently that they are open and that they are doing random inspections, and that even though if you have a pre-pass, they're still pulling you in. So I have to make sure that I got this tandems right and I'm not overweight before I get too far. So I'm going to head to Love's, get fuel and scale, and be on my way. So that's that. Let's go. He's very, very heavy. I'm hoping I have my tandem set right. I did not move them because I believe they were set up in a good spot already. So I didn't want to climb under there where it's all muddy and mucky. My tires are all full of grossness. I am on 90 eastbound in Minnesota. I just left the Love's. I got fuel. I scaled after getting loaded at that recycle place. I've got 314 miles to go on 90 eastbound. And the clouds are starting to dissipate. I hope it gets clearer and clearer as the night goes on. It's 4:08 right now on Wednesday, July 12th. And I got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. Actually, they need it delivered by 2 a.m., but I got to call dispatch and see if they'll take it early, because if I don't take it early, then I'm going to run out of hours before my scheduled dock time. Minnesota is another beautiful state. I don't think I'd want to be driving out here in a snowstorm, but it's beautiful. I have been up here in a snowstorm, actually, but and I'm always nervous about winter coming, and then when it gets here, most of the time it's not that bad. But there's been days, there's been nights. It was crazy, especially when I was hauling mail, because when you're hauling mail, they don't want you to stop. They want you gotta creep through with your flashers on and go slow or whatever you have to do, but they don't want you to stop. They'll give you, an hour or sometimes 2, depending on the weather, for, adverse weather conditions. But if they don't think it's bad enough, you'll get, like a fine. The company will get a fine. There were nights on the Ohio Turnpike where there hadn't been plows out yet, and there was only, mail haulers, UPS out there. And sometimes UPS will go flying by, doubles or triples. And then 10, 20 miles up the road, you'd see them all in a tangled mess on the side of the road, and they slid off, which is scary. I've had 3 close calls where I was almost in a head-on collision with trucks that have come across the median right at me. One of them was so close, it threw snow up on my windshield and I couldn't see anything for, it seemed like forever, but I'm sure it was only a matter of seconds before I got the windshield wipers on. And I don't know where that driver ended up. I don't know how he didn't hit me, because he was literally right there. And that was scary. And that was one time. That was on the Ohio Turnpike. And actually all 3 of them were on the Ohio Turnpike. Another time, I always drove nights. So Another time, a truck in the oncoming lanes, it was a median, a grassy median like this, but they didn't have these guard wires up like they do now. And there was a car, it was going past a rest area, and I don't know if the car was pulling out of the rest area and going too slow, and that truck just lost control trying to get around him, or I don't know what happened, but the truck lost control, swerved down into the median coming right at me, swerved back onto the road and almost hit the car, threw a bunch of snow up on that car, and then swerved back into the median, still coming right at me, and somehow got back up on the road and kept on trucking. Whoever was in the car stopped in the middle of the road. Thankfully, there was no other traffic coming. Stopped in the middle of the road and just sat there. And I got on the CB. I'm like, driver, are you okay? And there was no answer. He probably was still pooping his pants because I was. I was like, holy crap, that was so bad. The first one that threw snow up on my windshield, that was a box truck, one of the larger box trucks. That was scary. Oh, the third time, the truck was coming right at me, crossed over the median, and made a quick left turn and ended up on the other side of me out in the cornfield. It was not snowing that day. I don't know what happened, if he had a blowout or what, but that was scary. He didn't lose it. He kept it upright somehow. It was crazy, but I was like, oh my gosh. The things we see on the road. It is very pretty out right now. 78 degrees. And I love my job in the summer, spring and summer. But the winter can be very, very scary. Especially now that it seems like there's a whole lot more of these, 40, 50, 60, 70 car pileups because of black ice. And I don't know if that has always been happening, or if it's just because the speed limits are higher now than they used to be, or if they're not taking care of the roads as good as they used to. But I don't remember those kind of pileups in years past. It seems like that's been happening over the last maybe 10 years a lot. And I don't know why. Or maybe it's just because social media puts it out there and you can hear more information than we ever used to. Which is probably the case. I'm sure it's always happened, but you see them now because everybody's got cameras in their pocket. Or in their hand while they're driving, because I see that way too much. Take this load early at my next stop, and then they said, well, the broker says you can go ahead and try, but they don't know how busy they're going to be at that time when you get there. My appointment's at 2 a.m. and I will probably get there about 11 o'clock instead. if you can't tell. And I am checked in, scaled in, and heading over to the paper docks where they're going to unload this. And it's a fiasco getting back here, obviously. I had to go in between some rail cars. And this is weird. They're usually very weird when you come in here to these paper mills. They got you going all over the place. And there was 2 other trucks in front of me, so I'm kind of following their wet tracks. And this is probably it because I can see their trucks right over there. Okay, this is awesome. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my gosh, there's like giant puddles. Look at that. Okay. This is yucky. That's where I'm going. Right there. In the puddles. Okay. I gotta back up. I gotta open my doors. And back up. And amongst all this nonsense. And there's gigantic puddles right where I gotta go back up. Let's see. I'm gonna hold on, let me show you. Back there is where that's the dock I'm going to back there. You can see in my mirror. I'm gonna move back farther because right where the end of my trailer is a gigantic pothole with a puddle of water that's the size of a lake. Why is that going on? I don't know why this radio turns on when I put it in reverse. It's kind of silly. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get stuck getting either out of the truck in a big giant puddle or opening my doors in I'm gonna have to walk through puddles. Either way, this is so sucky. Oh my word. Get out of the truck and not have to open the doors in this huge puddle. It's a pool right here. Okay, I think I can maybe open the doors from here. I hope. Let's hope. Alright. I just locked my tandems in violently. paperwork in. I was gonna take you with me, but it's too muddy and I'll probably fall on my ass. Unloaded. Done here. Just finished getting unloaded. And I gotta head out of here and go scale out empty. The potholes are like ponds. Back over the railroad tracks. I wish you could see. Place you want to drive fast. At all. Oh my gosh. So that didn't take too long. It was about maybe an hour total. Hour and a half. I think I got here at 10:15. I got here at 10 o'clock, but by the time I got over the scale and checked in and they told me I could stay, because my appointment wasn't until 2 in the morning, they were very nice and let me come in early, thankfully, because I only have an hour left to find some place to park for my 10-hour break. Oh my god. I hope I don't end up with a flat tire, y'all. brought in is the load I got in South Dakota. On this scale, and then I gotta walk back to the gatehouse and give him my paperwork so he can sign it. And these are scary. They're up on a platform, and you gotta make sure all your wheels are right in line. And that you're on all the way. Let's go. 33.3. That's what the scale said. Alright, I'm going inside. Alright, off of the scales we go. He was very, very nice for letting me come in early, so just a young kid, really. But he was nice. Okay, I gotta tell dispatch I'm all done. I am all done at the paper mill I had to pick up at this morning. I just moved my tandems and closed my doors, and we are heading out. I am going to Florence, Kentucky with this load. I got 39,757 on this load, and I'm going to go scale when I hit the first loves. I'm good on fuel. I should be good on fuel till my return trip from Kentucky. Look at all those piles of wood. Look at that. It's cool. When I went by the river, it was super low. If you've seen my last videos from when I've left here, the water was just gushing through there super fast. And it was not at all like that this time. I'll see if I can get another video as long as there's nobody around me. How are you? One copy. And then what? Oh yeah, sorry. I always forget about that part.
I'm here till 10.
What the heck is today?
13th.
13th.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I never know anymore. Thank you.
You have your seal on the back ready?
Yes, I do.
All right, have a go.
Thank you, you too. Forgot about that last time I was here too. I always forget there's a thing on the bottom to fill out on the paperwork here. I should know that by now. More wood and bugs on my window. Look at that guy working. Picking up one little log at a time. Pretty cool stuff. And that turns into your toilet paper you wipe your ass with. I blow your nose. The paper you write on. All this wood. There's a car behind me. I don't think I can get video of the river this time. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little drier than it was last time. Not drier. A little lower. Water can't be drier, you weirdo. So this is the same river that was just gushing last time. And you can see dry spots. And there's the other side. Maybe they have it dammed up because they were working on the bridge on the right-hand side. That's possible. I've never seen it that low before. And with all the rain that we've had lately, I can't imagine it's low due to lack of rain. I could be wrong. We've had some pretty bad storms around the Midwest area this week, yesterday and today. And these clouds are looking a little creepy.
That's out here.